What are your first impressions of A&M? How do they compare to like a Texas that you saw in the Alamo Bowl, and what do they look like compared to teams you've seen around here?
They're a talented team, just like we saw Texas in the Alamo Bowl. They got really good skill. They got good offensive and defensive linemen, so good team speed. All those things that you would expect a program like this to be. So it's we have a really good opportunity in front of us, a great challenge for our young people, and as you know, we're still bringing things moving forward, and this is really a great opportunity for us to get out there and compete and go for a victory.
Coach, what's been your message to Brendan Lewis this week? Obviously, a much bigger stage he'll be stepping into, and a much higher quality defense he'll be going against.
Probably in his mind, the bigger stage was yesterday or Friday, because it was his first start. It was playing at home. It was a really good crowd. By the way, our fans were awesome, by the way, especially our student section. They did a tremendous job. But I think he probably would have bigger jitters in that first one because of his first start than the second one. And just knowing what he's done and what his body of work has been since since he played in our bowl game. He came in a difficult situation and created a spark for us. And I think with the game under his belt now, and he kind of knows what it feels like to be a starter now, so I think he can just settle in and play. And I thought he played well. Even in the game, last week, he took care of the football. He didn't throw it, any errant passes. If he didn't like any of the progressions, he got away to, he got the ball out of bounds or threw it away. And that's what you have to do with a young quarterback. Sometimes that's hard to train, for a young quarterback. He thinks he can make every play. And I think from that standpoint, he showed a level of, really decision-making that was pretty good. Now, obviously, he's got a lot of stuff to clean up, and he knows that, and, watching the tape, and, he feels that we left some plays on the field for sure. But I thought overall, though, he played pretty well.
Coach, have all the details with Mustafa Johnson's situation been ironed out yet? Do you know when he might be able to suit up for you guys?
He's been reinstated, and so he's been cleared to start physical activity right now. So that's kind of where he's at. So he'll start the practice regimen. We just got clearance today, actually, about him being able to start practice. And there's a acclimatization period that he needs to go through that a lot of our players, that when they begin practice, that he has to do. There's also part of the stipulation of his reinstatement that he's got to serve as well. So he's just going to get himself in shape and help our team be better. And when he's eligible to play, after he serves his is some type of I would say, I guess, a suspension, just from the amateurism and professionalism issue. As soon as he was able to alleviate that, he'll be ready to play. But he's going to have some time to get himself in shape, and he's excited. Our team's excited he's back, and I'm excited. So it's we feel he's going to really help us when we get into the meat of our season.
Coach, we didn't see Robert Barnes against UNC. Is there anything you can share with us regarding his status, and do you expect him to be available this weekend against the Aggies?
We do expect him to be available this weekend. He had a soft tissue injury that we didn't feel it was warranted enough for him to play in the first one. So, but he will be ready to go for this one.
Kind of on that same note, any update on Frank Phillips and where he's at in his recovery?
Frank is doing awesome. He's doing a great job. He's ahead of schedule. I think the initial when we were projecting when he would be back, they thought it'd be somewhere, at the start of the conference season, but there's a chance that he may get a chance to play earlier. So he is practicing. He is doing getting back into doing the individual and doing some stuff with the line. So again, he has to go through that period of acclimatization as well, to get himself ready. So he'll have, some time to do that, but, we think he's really close.
You had some different guys rotating in on the offensive line against UNC. Would you ideally like to get to a set 5, or could you see a rotation going up front here going forward?
There'll be some rotation because some of the guys that are kind of doubled up in spots are pretty close. It's like 1A and 1B. So someone has to start the game, right? And so we start that way, but we still feel like the guys that are in the 1B category, they've earned some the work that they put in to play as well. So we feel very confident with some of those scenarios, that particularly on the offensive line. So, we want we want those guys playing. We know that this game, injuries occur a lot, right? This is a physical game, and we want to have as number of guys as ready to play as possible, just because of that very thing.